Human smuggling remains a problem along the southern border. In Texas alone, officers have averaged more than 230 arrests per month since the spring of 2021, and there's been some recent high-profile incidents near the Rio Grande. NewsNation was there with Texas DPS officers as they uncovered a number of human smuggling operations. Border correspondent Allie Bradley joins us live. And Allie, you got a first-hand look riding along with Texas DPS.
Yeah, hey, Nicole. So obviously, if you put a threshold on anything like we see with what the administration did with that executive action, really tamping down on legal crossings, you're going to see more people trying to enter in, but trying to evade. So the men and women on the front lines, they have not let up. In fact, it is ramping up once again for Texas DPS. So we rode along with them by air, by land, and by sea, so to speak, along the Rio Grande while we were out there seeing the current state of smuggling in the Lone Star State. Now, while we were out there, we were actually with a trooper who has been out with the force for about a year. She was actually arresting 7 people who were here illegally. They were being smuggled by a driver out of Carrizo Springs. That's fairly local. It's only about 2 hours from where his vehicle was stopped. Now, Texas DPS says that he loaded up down in the Quemado area. He was actually headed up towards Del Rio, where Trooper Sarah Hernandez stopped him. A group from Mexico, Guatemala, and El Salvador is who that man was transporting. Now, just a few weeks ago, Hernandez stopped this cloned Lowe's truck. She arrested a man from Mississippi after finding 17 illegal immigrants hidden in a 3-foot-wide false compartment during a traffic stop. Now, the driver consented to a vehicle search where troopers uncovered the hidden area. Several of the immigrants did require medical attention. They were dehydrated. The driver is now facing charges of smuggling persons with the likelihood of serious bodily injury or death.
I was not expecting so many people. When we first opened the compartment and I could see legs, I was like, okay, maybe a few. But then when one by one and we started counting and it was 17, it's like, wow, where did everyone come from?
And that was actually the second loaded up semi within just 48 hours in that same area of Maverick County. 26 illegal immigrants discovered in a locked semi-truck trailer that was parked, and it was actually abandoned in the back corner of a gas station parking lot. Sheriff's deputies were alerted to them because those individuals inside of that semi-truck, I'm talking about 26 of them, Nicole, they were heard banging inside of these vehicles, and it's in the triple digits still in some parts of Texas. So that is extremely dangerous, of course, for those migrants.
Yeah, I know you've seen some pretty interesting scenes during your ride-alongs. I know you were there when officers pulled over someone who was flagged with a terrorist alert. How often are they coming across people, of significant concern like that?
Yeah, it's seemingly happening pretty regularly for Texas DPS. 2 people flagging on that list and of special interest within just a few days. I was actually just a few miles down the road when they made this apprehension with this individual. So this person actually had a terrorist alert with them. DPS troopers encountered 36 illegal immigrants. They were in the Del Rio sector. Now 15 were arrested for criminal trespass. DPS is allowed to do that on state-level charges. Now, this included individuals from Brazil, Peru, from Ecuador, and South Africa. The group also included special interest immigrants from Turkey, Pakistan, India, and Vietnam. Now, those individuals from Turkey actually reported to Texas DPS that they paid $12,000 each to cross the Rio Grande. They were headed to New Jersey. Now, as I mentioned, that individual with a terrorist screening alert, he was from South Africa, an individual in that group. He was actually relayed over to special agents for further questioning. So they're determining any kind of linkage to any terrorist databases or organizations, of course, Nicole. Now, since the start of Operation Lone Star, which is what Texas DPS is working under, troopers have actually made 9,730 human smuggling arrests. They have actually filed nearly 2,200 charges for human smuggling. Governor Greg Abbott says that anyone caught human smuggling in his state going to spend 10 years minimum in jail.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.